Something major just happened. And if you're on Social Security, this could change your entire month. Starting July 1st, millions of Americans woke up to an unexpected deposit. Not just the usual check, but an extra $400 quietly sent out as part of the first phase of a new federal payment strategy targeting seniors, disabled citizens, and low-income retirees. Yes, it's real. And yes, it's already hitting bank accounts. But here's the question. Why now? And who's behind it? The answer begins back in April 2025, when mounting pressure from inflation, housing shortages, and skyrocketing prescription costs forced Washington to act. After months of stalled discussions, lawmakers passed a rare bipartisan emergency funding measure, known internally as the SSI Relief Stabilization Phase 1. This was not meant to be a long-term fix. This was meant to be shock relief, to help Americans who are simply trying to survive on fixed monthly benefits while everything around them gets more expensive. This is not a bonus or a stimulus check. It's technically labeled as an emergency cost adjustment payment, and it's entirely non-taxable, won't affect your Medicaid, SNAP, or Section 8, and it does not count as earned income for federal reporting. In fact, SSA has gone out of its way to clarify. This is supplemental, not a replacement, not an advance, and definitely not a loan. But how will you know if you're getting it? The program, quietly launched by the Social Security Administration, SSA, in cooperation with the Department of Treasury, focuses on three critical groups: SSI recipients, often seniors or individuals with little to no work history or income SSDI beneficiaries, who are disabled and rely on monthly disability checks, local low-income retirees, including those receiving minimal Social Security benefits but not qualifying for federal programs. If you fall into one of these categories, there's a good chance your July deposit may come with a $400 surprise. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Not everyone will get it at the same time. The payment system is being handled in phases. The first phase, launched July 1st, includes those living in high cost of living areas, those with direct deposit setup, and individuals flagged as having critical financial need based on SSA's internal scoring. If you use direct deposit, you may see it posted separately from your normal payment. It might be labeled SSA SUPI Pay, July Emergency Payment, or Cost Adjustment 0725. If you receive checks by mail, you may get an envelope that includes only this $400. These began processing on June 28th and are expected to hit most homes by July 5th to 10, depending on location and USPS capacity. Now, the big question. Is this a one-time thing, or just the beginning? According to internal SSA documentation and budget briefings from Capitol Hill, the language of the bill that authorized this payment leaves the door wide open. Very wide. This Phase 1 designation is deliberate. If certain inflation benchmarks remain high, particularly food and utility inflation, or if rental spikes continue in metro areas, the legislation allows for additional emergency payments in August, September, and possibly even October. Some insiders are already calling this the monthly booster program, a temporary, rolling relief plan that's being piloted now with these $400 payments. But none of this would have happened without the 2025 inflation data bomb. In March, the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed that inflation hadn't just slowed, it had shifted. Essentials like food, medicine, and rent were still rising fast, even while luxury goods leveled off, and retirees were being hit the hardest. This sparked nationwide protests by senior advocacy groups, petitions, rallies, town halls, and then silence, until now. With the presidential race heating up and senior voters playing a crucial role, Washington had to act, and the easiest way to deliver immediate relief was through the system already in place, the Social Security Administration. And so, this $400 payment is not only economic relief, it's also political survival. While this $400 payment brings short-term relief, it's far from enough to meet seniors' real needs. The average senior spends over $420 per month just on food, and that doesn't even include rising rent, which often exceeds $200, or monthly costs for medications, co-pays, and transportation. Once all essential expenses are added up, this extra payment is gone within days, leaving many seniors still struggling to make ends meet. That's why there's growing pressure to turn this into a monthly benefit. National advocacy groups like AARP and the National Council on Aging are calling on Congress to approve Phase 2 of this payment in August, arguing that consistent support, not just one-time checks, is what seniors truly need to survive. Without it, many elderly Americans face impossible choices between buying food, paying rent, or affording vital medications. Early data from the July rollout supports this push. The House Committee on Aging is reviewing reports showing improvements in key areas. Food banks saw fewer senior visitors, ER visits dropped, and utility shutoffs declined. Some pharmacies even noted a rise in prescription refills. These real-time results strengthen the case for expanding the program and show that even a modest monthly boost can make a life-changing difference for millions of older Americans. But there's one more twist. Some states, like California, New York, and Illinois, are matching or adding to this $400 federal payment with their own state rebates. That means certain residents could receive $500 to $600 extra this month if they qualify under both systems. So here's what you should do right now. Check your account or mail. Look for any separate deposit related to Social Security that isn't your standard payment. Don't fall for scams. No real SSA representative will call you to verify your deposit. Stay connected, because if there's a second or third round of payments, you'll want to know exactly when and how to qualify. And finally, spread the word. Unfortunately, many seniors never hear about these programs in time. They miss important mail, aren't sure what to look for, or simply don't realize they qualify. That's why, if you've received the $400 payment, or know someone who might be eligible, it's crucial to spread the word and encourage them to check their accounts or mail. It could make a real difference in their month. Because this isn't just about $400. It's about whether the system still works for the people who built it. And this time, it looks like someone in Washington